Hello everyone, welcome to my first ever TF2 weapons discussion. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite sniper rifle, the Machina. As most of you know, I run this gun almost always in competitive, but I get a lot of people asking me why I choose this gun over the stock rifle. Well, I'm going to answer that right now. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the background information of the Machina, its stats, what I believe are the pros, what I believe a lot of people think are the cons, and then my final concluding opinion of the Machina. Alright, starting with the background, the Machina is based off of a gun from Deus Ex Human Revolution called the Longsword 202 Eraser. Eraser stands for Extreme Range Sniper Rifle. It starts out as a difficult gun to use, but under the right conditions and upgrades it becomes one of the most lethal sniper rifles in the game. Valve created the Machina as a promotional item for Deus Ex Human Revolution, and everyone who pre-ordered the game got a genuine Machina. Now let's move on to the stats. According to the description, there are two things that occur when the gun is fully charged. One, the shot does 15% more damage, and two, the shots will penetrate players. There are also a couple of downsides. The gun cannot be fired unless it is zoomed, and all shots have a tracer. So let me explain what's going on. On a full charge, a stock sniper rifle will do 150 damage on a body shot, and 450 damage on a headshot. When the Machina is a full charge, body shots will do 173 damage, and headshots will do 518. Now this damage buff doesn't seem like much right now, but I'm gonna get to that in just a second. Now as for those pesky lines in red, when you attempt to shoot when you are zoomed in, the Machina will make a distinct clicking sound and sparks will fly from the end of the barrel. And the tracer is pretty much self-explanatory. You will essentially be a solo laser light show for your team. Now let's talk about the pros. Like I mentioned before, on a full charge, shots do 15% more damage and penetrate players. In competitive terms, more damage is generally always a good thing. That 23 extra damage on a full charge body shot can be the difference between an enemy dying and surviving. And even if they don't die, they'll be incapacitated by extremely low health depending on their class. For example, like a demo or pyro or a soldier. This low amount of health will force them to retreat, or if you're coordinating well enough with your flank classes, they'll be able to come in and clean up the small amount of health that they have. There is the issue that you have to stay in scope for about 4 seconds to reach this damage bonus, but in reality, if you are working with your combo, you're going to have a demo, heavy, pyro, and medic all protecting you while you're taking these shots and peeking these sightlines. So hard scoping and losing that visibility and mobility isn't really a factor if you're coordinating well with your team. And as for penetrating players, come on, let's be honest here, that's one of the best feelings you get when you get a penetration kill, or as a lot of people call them, a collateral.
Oh, baby, a triple! Oh, yeah!
I love them so much that I even have a frag movie of collaterals that you can check out right here. But anyways, to sum up, in the right hands, enemies will fear sightlines when you're the one watching them with the Machina. Now let's talk about those pesky downsides. The gun can't be fired when zoomed, and all rounds fire a tracer. Everyone who uses a stock sniper rifle will tell you that these cons are just way too detrimental to their gameplay to deal with, and they can be correct to an extent. Hip shots are a great source of a quick 50 damage poke at anyone on the map, especially if you know if your enemy is extremely hurt. It's also a great tool for finishing someone off when you've already headshot them once. The way that you get around this is by coordinating damage with your team, where if you call your damage properly, then they are able to clean up for you. As for the tracer, snipers will swear against this gun strictly because it gives away their position. When playing with the stock sniper rifle, snipers believe that they are being stealthier and cheekier by taking multiple shots undetected if they missed, forgetting that their sniper rifle makes a loud boom after every shot. Sure, sound isn't as good of a pinpointer as a big shiny laser beam, but a well-coordinated team will be able to easily call out a sniper no matter what gun they use. So in reality, if you're already playing with your combo, like I said you should be earlier in the video, the tracer just becomes more of an installment of fear on the enemy, and it turns into a pro rather than a con. However, another issue with the tracer I find with people is how it sometimes doesn't match where you actually hit your shot, and anyone who has played with the Machina will know what I'm talking about. This generally happens when you're playing with a higher ping, and what happens is you take your shot, the tracer hits the face of the enemy, but they don't die. And this gets a lot of people angry because they end up thinking that the Machina breaks their aim or something, but in reality there's something else going on. If you've played this game long enough, you'll hear a lot about the difference between hit-scan weapons and projectile weapons. Hit-scan weapons get their aim based off of your client, meaning that if you're at a high ping and you see a medic ducking behind a corner, if you take your shot before they're behind the corner, even if the server says that that medic is around the corner, it basically gives you lag compensation and says, yeah, you've clicked on the medic, he's dead, good job. It's basically a way to make sure that snipers don't have to lead their shots. Meanwhile, projectile weapons you'll find take longer to shoot the higher ping you have, and that's because projectiles are based off of when the server gets your input of attack. So the lower ping you have, the faster your rocket will shoot, and the more accurate you'll probably be. In terms of the Machina, both things are happening. The bullet that you shoot is still a hit-scan bullet, but the tracer is a server-side projectile. It doesn't matter how well your tracer can aim if your bullet isn't hitting. And personally, it did take me a while to get past this fact, but now that I have, none of this bothers me, and when I see it, I can get on with my life. So guys, in the end, if you're able to get past all the tracer gimmicks and the inability to no-scope people, then this gun is for you. I'm not saying to use this gun 100% of the time, because I don't either. There isn't a time to always use the gun. It's merely a go-to for most of your Highlander gameplay, since it's rightfully banned in 6s. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and favorite if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I think I'm going to start making a few more of these discussions about other non-stock weapons that I hold dear to me, especially if you liked this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.